Hello everyone, thanks for dropping by. Normally in the woke insanity that we're all living under and the cancel culture craziness, insane things come from America and cross the Atlantic and end up in Britain and then to Europe. But in this case, it'll probably go the other way around, i.e. starting in Britain, crossing the Atlantic, hit the east coast of America and across the continent, across the country onto the west coast. And it's namely this. As you can see it from the RT news site, it says, am I to be labelled a hate criminal now that there's a new law against misogyny? If so, thousands of women will be in the dock too. It was written on the 19th of March 2021, or about 3 weeks or so ago. It's based on a law stuck from our stupid politicians that misogyny is now a hate crime. It says British politicians have added thought crimes against the sisterhood to an ever-expanding roll call of woke, anti-free speech legislation. But it will backfire, especially as women send half of all sexist abuse to other women. Now, London's stupid, pointless mayor, Sadiq Khan, who incidentally got voted in primarily by the Muslim vote, says in his tweet, misogyny will not be recorded as a hate crime. A huge victory for everyone involved in this cross-party campaign. It's time for every Londoner to call out sexist and misogynist attitudes wherever they are found, in the workplace, school, on the streets or public transport. Too bad he was very quiet about when vile Islamic creatures were gang raping underage British girls in the northern parts of Britain, but then so were the British press and especially the police. It took the British National Party to reveal this vile crime. But then again, white British girls and white British natives don't count in people like Sadiq Khan's view. Anyway, it says, this is obviously bad news for men who are the primary target of this virtue signaling bullshit. But it's no pool party for women either. After all, it turns out they can be misogynistic too. As reported in The Guardian, which is a left-wing comic masquerading as a newspaper, a 2016 study by the think tank Demos found that half of all aggressive tweets using the words slut and whore came from women and girls. And yes, under this new law, tweets constitute a hate crime. And then it gives an example. In 2014, Isabella Sawley was jailed for 12 weeks for abusing feminist campaigner Carolina Corrado Perez, that's a nice British name, not, for telling her to F off and die, you worthless piece of crap, in a tweet, of course. Now, it says, meanwhile, my fellow men's temptation is to demand that hate crime will also cover misandry, also known as a hatred of masculinity. But he disagrees. Instead, I believe that all hate crime legislation should be repealed. Yes, you're allowed to have an opinion. Other people might not like it, but you have an opinion. Before I carry on, I notice this. If you click on that, toxic masculinity, now simply looking at a woman with wearing a face mask is sexist and aggressive. But you notice he's a Muslim, not a Caucasian. And this is another insanity I've found. Controversial therapy. The new left says you're a bigot unless you have sex with every gender. I don't want to have sex with anyone. But anyway, back to this article. It says, Britain's long tradition of cherishing free speech may be withering on the vine of wokeness, I'll say. But at least the travel and prison industries will prosper. Trouble is, are they going to bang up a woman or not? Look at that daft bint. No doubt she's saying misogynistic things against other women. Now, how will this affect MGTOW? I predict not at all. After all, we are men going our own way. I'm not necessarily a MGTOW myself, but I'm just interested in seeing how MGTOW is affecting the economy and how MGTOW will be affecting the society that we live in. Will this affect MGTOW in general? No. As I said, we're men going our own way. We're not playing the game. We're on the sidelines just watching the craziness and insanity on the pitch. Will it extend to MGTOW as misogynistic? Maybe. Who knows? But for now, women are going to feel the heat as they hold their feet to the fire if this new law against misogyny being a hate crime is enforced, but I can't see how they're going to do it. It will make lots of headlines in the British press if they start arresting thousands of women and putting them in prison for being misogynistic to other women. But you Americans have got it coming to you. That's unless you've already got this insane legislation yourself. But anyway, I just thought I'd do a video on this, giving my point of view. I think it's total tripe by politicians who don't have anything better to do. And even if they did, over here the politicians are generally useless. Anyway, I think this video's gone on long enough. Right, people, you know the routine, like, dislike, etc. It's completely up to you. So until next Monday, I could go on to Star Wars as things are starting to heat up there, but I thought I'd bring this to your attention and to MGTOWs in general, as it's going to be funny watching things happen if women start being arrested. Alright, that's it for this one, people. That's it. Bye-bye.